I'm Wine, and one of these old eagle quarters could be sitting in a forgotten jar right now, looking completely ordinary while collectors quietly search for the exact same dates. Most people never notice them. They see scratches, faded metal, maybe a little dirt, and they spend them without a second thought. But hidden inside some of these quarters is the exact moment American money changed forever. This is part 4 of the Eagle Quarter Antique series from Coin Series Empire. We already explored the 1990s, the 1980s, and the 1970s, but now we're entering one of the most important periods in modern coin history, the transition years. 1965, 1966, two different versions of 1967, and finally 1968. The years where silver disappeared, mint marks vanished, and America entered a completely new era of coinage. And next episode, we're moving into antique collector coins that feel even older, rarer, and more mysterious. So before we begin, go grab your quarters, because one small detail could completely change how you look at your change forever.
Let's begin with the 1965 Eagle Quarter. This coin may look simple today, but historically, it changed everything. Because 1965 was the first year the United States removed silver from circulating quarters completely. Before this moment, quarters were made with 90% silver. Real silver, real intrinsic value. But rising silver prices created a national coin shortage. Americans were hoarding coins, pulling silver currency from circulation, and the mint had to react fast. So in 1965, the U.S. Mint permanently switched quarters to copper-nickel clad composition. That single decision transformed American pocket change forever. Now here's what makes the 1965 quarter unique. There's no mint mark, no D, no S, nothing. And that wasn't an accident. Between 1965 and 1967, mint marks were removed intentionally to discourage collectors from hoarding coins from specific mint locations. That means every 1965 quarter became part of one giant national transition period. Most circulated examples are common today, but uncirculated coins with strong luster, clean surfaces, and minimal wear can still command collector premiums, depending on grade. Especially professionally graded examples. And suddenly, a coin most people ignore becomes something collectors actively hunt.
Now let's move to the 1966 Eagle Quarter. This coin carries a completely different feeling. America in 1966 was moving fast. The space race dominated headlines, television culture exploded, cities expanded, and billions of coins moved through American hands every year. The 1966 quarter continued the no mint mark system, and because these coins circulated heavily, finding high-quality survivors today is harder than most people realize. Some 1966 quarters show weak strike details, others have surprisingly sharp features, and collectors pay attention to those differences because condition creates rarity. Not every valuable coin starts rare. Sometimes survival itself creates value decades later. Now here comes one of the most interesting coins in this entire series, the normal 1967 Eagle Quarter. This coin feels emotional for collectors because by 1967, people understood something major was happening. Silver coins were disappearing fast, older quarters were being saved, America was watching an entire monetary era fade away in real time, and right in the middle of that transition sat the 1967 quarter. Still no mint mark, still heavily circulated, still treated like ordinary money. But today, collectors see it differently. Most circulated 1967 quarters remain affordable, but high-grade mint-state examples with sharp strikes and bright original surfaces become far more collectible, especially because so many were damaged through daily use. Gas stations, arcades, parking meters, lunch counters. These coins traveled everywhere, and that history lives inside the wear. Now here comes one of the most interesting coins in this entire series, the normal 1967 Eagle Quarter. This coin feels emotional for collectors because by 1967, people understood something major was happening. Silver coins were disappearing fast. Older quarters were being saved. America was watching an entire monetary era fade away in real time. And right in the middle of that transition sat the 1967 quarter. still no mint mark, still heavily circulated, still treated like ordinary money. But today, collectors see it differently. Most circulated 1967 quarters remain affordable, but high-grade mint-state examples with sharp strikes and bright original surfaces become far more collectible, especially because so many were damaged through daily use. Gas stations, arcades, parking meters, lunch counters. These coins traveled everywhere, and that history lives inside the ware. But now we move into the second version, the 1967 dirty quarter. Technically, dirty isn't an official mint term. Collectors usually call these toned, darkened, environmentally aged, or naturally discolored coins. But visually, they stand apart immediately. Some develop dark gray surfaces, others show brown or smoky colors after decades of storage. And while beginners often think these coins are damaged, experienced collectors know natural toning can actually make a coin more interesting. Because every toned coin becomes unique, no two age exactly the same way. Some sat inside old toolboxes, some survived in humid basements, some stayed untouched inside drawers for 40 years, and every mark tells a story. But here's the important lesson serious collectors learn early. Never clean coins. Cleaning destroys original surfaces and removes the natural character collectors often want most. A cleaned coin may look brighter, but originality matters more than shine. That single mistake has ruined countless potentially collectible coins over the years. Now finally, we arrive at the 1968 Eagle Quarter. And this year quietly introduced another major shift. Mint marks returned. For the first time since 1964, collectors could once again identify where coins were produced. Denver quarters carried the D, San Francisco produced proof versions with the S, and Philadelphia continued without a mint mark. That may sound small today, but historically it marked the end of the mint's emergency anti-hoarding period. America's coin system was stabilizing again. And collectors love transition years like this because they represent change. Most circulated 1968 quarters remain affordable. But sharp, uncirculated examples with strong luster and minimal contact marks can carry noticeable premiums depending on grade, especially proof coins with mirror-like surfaces.
Now, let me ask you something. What's the oldest quarter you've ever found in circulation? And did you keep it or spend it without realizing what it represented? Because that's the fascinating part about coin collecting. History hides in plain sight. A 1965 quarter tells the story of silver disappearing forever. A 1966 quarter reflects a nation adapting to change. The normal 1967 quarter represents the final emotional years of America's silver memory fading away. The dirty 1967 quarter carries decades of survival and mystery across its surface. And the 1968 quarter signals the beginning of the modern mint system returning once again. These aren't just coins, they're historical fingerprints. Tiny pieces of American life frozen in metal. And next episode, we go even deeper into antique collector coins. Older pieces, stranger histories, coins that feel almost disconnected from modern money itself. So tonight, before you spend your change, check the dates carefully. Look for mint marks. Study the surfaces. Because one forgotten quarter could carry far more history than most people ever realize. I'm Wayne. This is Coin Series Empire. God bless America.